Hi, Mark Cleghorn, welcome to the gallery, and today we're just doing a quick film on you're just getting started and you need to know what to actually buy in, or at least start to look at what's selling to the client. Obviously I don't want to be too specific because I need to know a little bit more about your business specifics as far as the type of client you're coming through, your experience, in other words, how long you've been going, any in-person sales, the pricing structure that you are and everything else. But I just want to give you a touch base on kind of what I would recommend that you're putting into your studio and selling in photography today if you're a portrait photographer. So the first thing I'm going to start with, of course, is a simple, big, great art. This is probably going to be one of the most expensive products that you're going to be selling, and you've got to make sure that you choose the right molding for the average client and not for the exceptional client. For me, I always like a smaller print in a bigger frame, which means I'm always going to have a bigger mount. You've got to look at your price and know whether you're spending the money on single, double, triple, or even a very specific styling of mount like we can see here. So wall art, basically you're going to want something, I would say 30 inches on the wall, no matter what, okay? Then as far as the next wall product is going to be something that is cheaper. So in other words, even kind of this kind of block or a canvas effect or whatever you're going to sell, but something that is big art and it doesn't cost you a lot of money, and hence it's not going to cost the client a lot of money as well. Remember, if we're working on a basic 20% kind of pricing cost, if something is going to cost you 100 quid, it's got to be sold a minimum of £500. Remember to add your VAT and delivery into those costings as well, otherwise you're going to lose out on that. So when you start to go, well, hang on a minute, I really can't do that, you're going to start to play around with pricing structures around ×2.5, ×3, ×3.5, and so on, instead of the ×5. And we can't all start at ×5. That's why it's important for me to understand before I can give pricing advice exactly what we're going to be doing. But today it's about what products you're going to put in. So big art special, big art cheaper, yeah? Those are the first things. Another one then would be something that you can group products together, make them look great value for money, but also to make the client know that they haven't got to actually sell their house to actually be able to put it in there. So for instance, here we're just looking at a group of budget frames with a single mount to actually show off quite a big space. And as you can see, it actually takes over a bigger space than the bigger wall art here. So even though I'm looking to sell this, in fact, as Mark Cleghorn, I'm looking to sell this in multiples, as well as perhaps selling this in multiples as well. And not just fixating on the, oh my God, thank God they've just bought one image, relax, go home and sleep. What I'm actually trying to do is to make sure the client is offered the right amount of product that they need for their home based on my photography, and you'll get there, I promise you. A little bit of arrogance is allowed. So big art, expensive, big art, cheaper, multiple wall art, affordability, and looks different for a more modern home. Then, surprisingly enough, you're going to be surprised when I'm going to say digital. And digital, I have no fear of digital as long as it's sold in the right way and for the right money. And it doesn't mean that we're screwing the client for as much money as we can. It means that our profit is in this little stick, but the client has something wrapped around it that makes it feel that it's valuable. So just downloading images for a client, they're not going to feel valuable at all at that point. It's just going to be a price. Whereas even just going for a USB with your studio name on will have a basic benefit to begin with. What I prefer to do though is actually wrap it with a box and either print or album. It's obviously just down to you and what you kind of want to do, but I don't really want to sell a digital product by itself. I always want to wrap it with something else. So the likes of a print box USB here, you can hold up to 100 to 200 images, I'm sure, within here, but it just allows you to actually sell the client and show the client the beautiful quality of what is contained on that stick to begin with. And then it's up to them if they're going to do their own wall art or not, of course. Another one, of course, is the album and USB, available in different size. I'm just giving you an example of Loxley colour here. Basically, what we've got is a simple album. Basically, we're looking at around about £79-ish at the time that we're doing this film, whereas we're looking at £65-ish for the print box. The benefit of the album, there's no VAT on it. So in other words, you've got a pre-VATable product here, especially if you're just getting your career going. You're probably better off going for the album USB than you are going for the actual print box, because you'll be paying the VAT. And even though you won't be able to claim it back, it's still being paid. So the main things are choose the right product for you, and if you're just getting going, show and have something for the wall, show and have something to wrap your digital files with.